Have you ever used a piece of technology that was almost perfect? Something so futuristic, so capable, but held back by one or two nagging flaws. For many people, that was the original Apple Vision Pro. It promised to change computing forever. It was a glimpse into the next decade. But for daily, practical use, it just wasn't effortless. Well, Apple was listening. They just shipped one of the most important updates to their spatial computing platform. This update didn't arrive with a massive keynote. There was no flashy stage demo or a billion-dollar ad campaign. Instead, Apple quietly released a hardware refresh in power efficiency. Key architectural upgrades include a 10-core CPU and a 10-core GPU. That's up from the 8-core arrangement in the M2. This allows for higher sustained performance. It also features a significantly more capable neural engine. We're talking roughly double the on-device AI throughput compared to the previous chip. Finally, that 3-nanometer process means better thermal efficiency. The chip can run at higher speeds without generating the same amount of heat. This was a problem the previous silicon sometimes suffered from. So why does all this technical jargon matter for a headset? Spatial computing is incredibly demanding. It requires massive simultaneous workloads. The headset has to render two ultra-dense displays, one for each eye. It has to fuse all the camera pass-through data in real time. It has to perform high-precision eye and hand tracking. And it has to run complex vision algorithms to understand the room around you. The M5's improved neural engine means more on-device AI. This leads to smarter scenes per software. Vision OS 2.6. Apple paired this new M5 hardware with updates to the operating system. The new Vision OS 2.6 introduces tighter AI integration. This is what Apple is calling Apple Intelligence inside the headset. Thanks to the M5's upgraded neural engine, more sophisticated features can now run locally, right on the device. This includes smarter Siri interactions that have contextual awareness of your environment. It means real-time scene understanding for better pass-through blending, so virtual objects look even more solid. It also enables on-device summarization and transcription for your meetings or spatial recordings. And it allows for adaptive visual enhancements. The headset can automatically clarify text, improve the pass-through video in low light, or dynamically optimize the contrast for the content you're watching. The trend here is clear. Apple is pushing for more on-device intelligence rather than depending on the cloud. For users, this is a win-win. It reduces latency and dramatically increases privacy. The fix we waited for, comfort. Now, let's talk about the big one. If there was a single human factor that limited the Vision Pro's adoption, it was comfort. The headset's front-heavy mass, which is necessary for all the optics, sensors, and displays, left the original design feeling heavy for many users. After an hour or two, that pressure on the forehead made truly long sessions uncomfortable. Apple's answer is mechanical and, frankly, elegantly simple. It's a new dual-strap system. This adds a top strap to the original rear band, distributing the headset's mass much more evenly across the top and back of the head. But Apple didn't just stop at a second strap. The company integrated a mechanical counterbalance concept. They've reportedly used tungsten microweights in the rear assembly of the strap. These tiny, dense weights shift the center of mass backward, actively reducing the pressure on your forehead. Practically, this is how it works. The dual strap redistributes the load, so you feel less forward torque pulling the device down. The tungsten counterweights are precisely tuned to balance the front optics without making the rear assembly feel heavy. Early reports suggest this new band dramatically improves comfort and extends the possible session length. And here is the best part. Apple is also selling this new dual-strap system as a standalone accessory. This means existing Vision Pro owners can get the single biggest comfort upgrade without replacing their entire headset. This is a pragmatic, smart move. It shows Apple understands this was a human ergonomics problem more than a hardware capability problem. Better battery life. Battery life has always been a trade-off in consumer headsets. It's a constant battle between performance and endurance. The original Vision Pro's external battery pack and its roughly 2 to 2.5 hour runtime were common limitations. The M5 refresh, thanks to the silicon efficiency gains, brings incremental battery improvements. Apple is reporting up to 2.5 hours of general use and up to 3 hours for movie playback under optimized conditions. Now, this is not a revolutionary leap, but that modest gain matters. Each extra 20 or 30 minutes reduces friction. It means you can finish a long movie or get through a work task without needing to swap the battery or plug it in. These improvements come directly from a more efficient M5 chip, better heat management that avoids aggressive throttling, and software optimizations in Vision OS. While it's not an all-day battery, the improved battery life, plus the much improved comfort, can fundamentally change the overall practical experience. It enables longer, more productive sessions before you have to reach for a charger. How the M5 shines in the real world. Let's move past specs and talk about day-to-day use. How does the M5 change real-world scenarios? For productivity, that virtual Mac display feature becomes less jarring. The higher 120Hz refresh rate and improved pixel throughput reduce motion artifacts when you're dragging windows or scrolling text. For meetings, the on-device summarization and improved microphones make taking spatial notes and generating summaries faster and easier. For media and entertainment, movies are a huge win. The higher refresh rate and improved neural upscaling make film watching smoother and more immersive. It's even closer to that private theater experience. Laying your 3D spatial videos also feels more lifelike with the improved rendering and lighting. And for gaming, this is a massive leap. Hardware ray tracing and mesh shading allow for visuals that can rival a console experience in localized scenes. Critically, the 120Hz refresh rate can also reduce the risk of motion sickness for many people in fast-moving, interactive applications. What this means for developers. This M5 Vision Pro sets a much higher baseline for developers. With more GPU power, ray tracing, and a powerful neural engine, developers can now build visually richer scenes. They can run on-device AI for smarter interactions without cloud latency. And they can target a 120Hz performance budget for truly fluid motion. This shift opens up space for real innovation. More realistic design tools, physics-driven simulations, and advanced spatial audio baked right into apps. Developers will still need to be careful with battery and thermal budgets, but the creative ceiling has just been raised significantly. Pricing and the upgrade path. Despite all these improvements, Apple's price positioning remains unchanged for now. The Vision Pro is still a premium, expensive headset. The M5 update doesn't reset the product to a mass market price. Instead, it dramatically improves the experience for those who are already committed to the platform. But as I mentioned, Apple is offering the new dual strap accessory separately. This is a very smart move. New buyers can evaluate the M5 as a much better out-of-the-box experience. Existing owners can simply buy the new strap